Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back. This was actually done yesterday, so I'm doing the voiceover today, but this workout was actually from the 11th. Now, I went to the gym and I was feeling pretty good, had a decent amount of sleep. I went to the cardio section, went on to, it looks like an elliptical, but it's only for the legs and it has a bit of a climb to it. So it's called a Crossramp. I actually didn't know that until yesterday, but the machine is called a Crossramp, and I was on that for a half mile, so 4 minutes and 50 seconds, and then I went to the platform. Couple things to note with the snatch. And I'm going to go ahead and preface this workout by saying that I'm very happy that I didn't record the voiceover yesterday because I wasn't in a good frame of mind just from how the workout went, and I probably would have just been completely negative about how it was, how the reps were, and everything else. So I'm glad I kind of took a day to review the footage and get a little bit better perspective before talking about it. Something you may notice with these warm-ups, with actually the primer more specifically, is the weight jumps. So I went from 45 to 65 to 85. That is much more aggressive than I'm accustomed to or really have ever done for a hang snatch. And it was for a very, very silly reason. A silly reason I'm not even going to mention, but it should have been avoided. It should have been something that didn't even happen. So I paid the price for it. I went way too aggressive, and you will notice that I am not showing warm-up sets, not because I don't want you all to see them. It's just that I had to repeat a couple of them, and that would have made for a long video. Same for clean and jerk. I actually did have to repeat a couple reps before getting to my working sets. Now, for snatch, I am at 52 kilos, 115 pounds, and I was ready just to say nothing good about these sets. Thankfully, I've been able to look at the footage more and examine it, and there are actually some decent reps here. So it wasn't all bad. It wasn't for nothing. I did feel the after effect of having gone too heavy on the warm-ups on my primer for hang snatch because it directly affected how the snatch went from the floor. So basically, from the floor, after I did hang snatch, I went from 85 from a hang to 105 pounds, that is, from the floor, and then 115. And really, I wish I would have had fives with me so that I could have done proper 10-pound increments, which is the way I've been doing it. So it really did affect the workout. My lower back already felt like it was worked by the time I was starting my working sets, and that acted as a bit of a hindrance to my performance. So these felt pretty heavy, heavier than they should have. They should have moved better. There are some okay reps here, but you're going to see a couple bailed reps. So here's going to be the first example of that. First rep, not bad, pretty decent. Second rep, yep. You probably saw the instability in the body, like the little body wave or even the forward motion of the bar. Yeah. And then here I was going to try to redo it to correct it. When that happened, that told me right away, I'm done. Don't push it. Don't try to redo it again. The chances of it being better are not good. At that point, you're just risking injury for no good reason at all, so I stopped. Also, something to note is that I extended my recovery times to 145 instead of 130. I needed it. I really did. And the fatigue that I accumulated from the snatch bled into clean and jerk. So you saw no warm-up sets for the clean and jerk, but really I only had to do 135 twice. I did it the first time. It was very unstable. There was a lot of shifting going on. It wasn't good. And so I repeated 135 before I got to 155, which went fine. 175 went fine. And then here's 195 or 88 kilos. And thankfully, clean and jerk went better than snatch. I did feel a little bit of the fatigue from snatch that went into clean and jerk. So going into the clean, 88 kilos or 195 pounds did feel heavier than it probably should have. And I also did extend the recovery times to 145 between clean and jerk sets. And I actually did that for the entire workout. So for all working sets, 145 between snatch and clean and jerk. I waited 3 full minutes before transitioning because I needed it. I really, really did. So overall, clean and jerk, not bad. Definitely went better than snatch, but it did feel heavier than it probably would have if everything had been going normally or a little bit easier or the way that it's been going. So I'm going to completely redo this workout. I'm not counting this as one of 3 for these weights. So I want to redo it. I want to do it right. I want to do it proper, and I'm sure that the performance will show. Now here's a bonus rep for clean and jerk. I didn't purposely do that. That wasn't intentional. I was just so locked in and focused on making sure that I stayed safe, but also that I kept focus all the way through, because since it did feel heavier than it probably should have, I just wanted to make sure that there were no bailed reps. I wanted to make sure there was no instability if I can help it. And so before I knew it, I had recorded nine sets, and that's fine because the 9th rep was good, so I'm okay with that. Now transitioning into the strength movers, for front squat and for military press, I'm at 185 pounds, which is a decent weight for both. Still relatively light for front squat for a lower body movement. For the military press, pretty decent. Especially when I go to heavy singles. 185 is one of my upper warm-up weights. So, and still, considering that's the last movement of the day, not too bad. Especially when I used to make the military press a primary mover. It feels one way. Having it at the tail end of your workout feels another. But for the front squat, since that's what you're watching right now, decent reps. It is starting to get a little bit tougher to clean the bar off the floor with a muscle clean. But honestly, I think that really mostly attributes to how the workout started and just fatigue kind of bleeding through all the way to the end. So I have a feeling it's not going to be like that next time. I'll probably be able just to get the bar off the floor a little bit easier, and I was just paying the price for being so aggressive with the primer and even just snatch in general, from hang snatch to the snatch warm-ups and then finally getting into the working sets. So front squat, not bad, still hitting proper depth. I'm only putting a little bit of pause now. This is, of course, a little bit situational just because of the way that the day had been, and I'll be honest, everyone, at this point, I wanted to leave. I was not happy at all. I was very disappointed in the snatch and how I did them, especially because it probably could have been, no, it absolutely could have been and should have been avoided, but I let something very, very silly get to me and have me do otherwise, so that's on me. That's completely my fault. And here's the military press. So 185 for triples, not bad. It probably will be better next time because at this point in my workout, not only did I want to leave, but I was genuinely very tired. I was pretty tired. The lower back felt fatigued, and I just wanted to finish it. And again, I'm happy I did not do this voiceover yesterday, because I would have just said the whole workout was horrible. I would have said that it was no good at all. There was nothing to really talk about, and I'm glad I waited a day just to let it digest so I can watch the footage another time or two. And even though I'm not happy with how snatch went, there were some actually decent reps, but I could tell you right now, they all felt heavy. And even for the bailed reps, it was just, they shouldn't have happened. Now that can occur to anybody. A bailed rep, if you're out of position, if you're out of alignment, if your shoulders are forward, it's better to bail and drop the bar rather than try to grind through it, because that's unnecessary, and it makes the risk of injury so high that it's not worth it. It just isn't. Unless you're on a competitive platform, then it's different, of course, because then you want to win. But for this, no, it's not worth it at all. I'm in the gym. I'm not competing for anything. I'm just lifting for fun. So if I need to bail, I will. But I just don't want to if I can absolutely help it. But you all saw 2 bailed reps, and that's just how it goes sometimes. So hopefully tomorrow will be better. Okay, everyone, take care, have a good one, and adopt, don't chop.